Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Tuesday, March 8th, 2016. Kim Kardashian's free mobile game has made her a reported 80 million US dollars. Insert give Kanye money joke here, which she did. She actually gave Kanye the 53 million that he lost or spent or whatever. Seriously though, who spent money on that thing and why? For the love of gaming, tell me if you spent money on that game and why. I don't understand. I promise I won't make fun of you. Moving on, after the news yesterday that Lionhead Studios would be shutting down, refunds will be offered to people who bought in-game gold in Fable Legends. Expect to see an email about the details of that in the next week or so. After being found guilty of sleeping with a 15-year-old girl, Adam Johnson has been removed from PES and Football Manager. EA is currently working to remove him from FIFA 16 as well. A Thief movie is in the works. There's a new graphics card coming. Well, not really, but it's an aftermarket GTX 950 by Asus, and it's only 75 watts, and therefore doesn't need an additional power connector. From what I can tell, it's going to be just as powerful as the stock 950, and will still feature SLI support. Pricing is not available yet for it, though. We'll have that in the future. The Batmobile DLC for Rocket League is now available. See the description down below for a link to it directly, as well as links for sources for all of today's stories. And instead of releasing in April, Total War Warhammer has been pushed back until May. Also, the minimum specs for PC are finalized. You can see them on the screen here. Then, Alien Nation, a top-down twin-stick shooter, has also been delayed from March 2nd to April 26th. Day of the Tentacle Remastered is coming to PS4, PC, and PS Vita on March 22nd, and another remaster, Valkyria Chronicles, is coming to PS4 on May 17th. Hey, these things are coming in pairs. And finally, a 3D mode has been discovered in Prison Architect. According to one of the developers, it was there for about 5 months before anyone noticed. If you weren't aware, News Cartridge has a 3D mode as well. Just a second and I'll engage it. Ah, there you have it, coming at you in 3 dimensions. Yeah, News Cartridge. The Division released today, and it's what everyone's talking about. Seems like there's a lot of good, just a little bit of bad, though. When the time came for America to start playing, we crashed the servers, and we crashed them hard. It then took about 2 hours for the servers to come back online. Currently, there are no problems maintaining server stability, but Ubisoft is keeping a close eye on it. Now that that's settled, Day 1 DLC has been dropped on players, and it's okay, don't worry about it. There are 2 packages of DLC for $5 each that contain cosmetic items only. They have no impact on the game whatsoever, so if you like the game and you just want to throw more money at it, hey, whatever, go nuts. Then, what's the first thing that players want to do when they start playing a new game? Grief the living hell out of each other, that's right! By standing in doorways, players can stop other players from progressing onwards, some going as so far to ask for a password, hurty-durty-dur. The way around this is to run in place in front of the door blocker, and then you'll eventually phase through them after a second or two. Hopefully Ubisoft will find a way to permanently fix this. May I suggest double wide doors? Or you could just not be assholes, but whatever. Finally this! Yep, it's back. It's suspected that a portion of code related to facial rendering was borrowed from Assassin's Creed Unity. I just learned about this, and I'll have more information about how many people were affected from this infamous bug in the future. If you've updated to the latest Nvidia drivers, then you may not be seeing this message, and it may already be too late. Nvidia users are reporting that the latest driver 364.47, which is the driver that was rolled out yesterday that supports the Division, is causing crashes, restart loops, loss of sound, and it's even being reported to brick some hardware. Nvidia has rolled out another update, 364.51, but some are saying that the issues are still persisting. If you can, revert your drivers to 362.00 or just stay on them. All of your games will still work, including The Division. The driver just won't be optimized specifically for that game. Do not update your video card drivers if you have an Nvidia GPU. Stay tuned to News Cartridge for future updates. In the quick spot, Star Wars Battlefront has gotten an update today. The March update, as it's so eloquently named, has brought a new Endor map called the Survivors of Endor to Battlefront. There's currently a map for Endor, but this one promises to be more open. A new survival mission has been added to the Rebel Depot on Tatooine for both single player and co-op. For a link to the full patch notes, see the description down below. Finally today, Microsoft's Phil Spencer has said that Microsoft is committed to bringing the biggest franchises from Xbox to Windows. But it doesn't mean that every game ends up on both platforms. There could be some differences in how things play. He continues to say that there's a fundamental difference when you're playing on a TV rather than a monitor, finally saying that the Xbox One could be the most cost-effective method to playing today's modern-day titles. And I think he's wrong. If they were truly committed to bringing these great games to PC, then put Halo 5 on PC already. Yeah, they're not going to do it though. Then the only fundamental difference between gaming on a TV and gaming on a monitor that I know is a slight field of view difference, which if you have a field of view slider built into your game, which most games do, then the player can adjust this for themselves and the developer doesn't need to worry. And then this whole cost-effective thing, yeah, not everybody games on a $1,000 machine. Remember that graphics card that I showed you in the teaser? It's probably going to be around $150. Coupled with this processor will give you a modern-day machine more powerful than the Xbox One for around the same price. Once you figure in the cost of games, they're pretty much the exact same, and don't get me started on the cost over time, because that's just a dick measuring contest at that point and you guys can't win. This all leads me to where I'm going, which is I don't feel like the console wars are over. I feel like they're still going in some sense. This is essentially Microsoft taking aim at their own foot and assuring everybody that they know what they're doing. Everything is fine. They want everything to be the same across all platforms, but they still want to draw these lines in the sand. Well, you can't have it both ways. I just want Microsoft to release all their games on both of their platforms, but why does that seem like I'm asking too much from them? And now we're at tomorrow's game releases for PC. Casey Powell Lacrosse 16. Panzermädels Tank Dating Simulator. That's a game where you date tanks, I'm not joking. And Love is Blind Mutants. For PlayStation 4, Dry. And Casey Powell Lacrosse 16. For Xbox One, Casey Powell Lacrosse 16. And for PlayStation Vita, Dry. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And my computer crashed hours into me writing my script today. It looks like I'll have to write my name and date again.